What's up YouTube? Jeff here again from HiOnAndroid.com. Today I am here with an unboxing of the HTC One M9. I was the first one from the site to get my HTC One M9, which I ordered on Friday the 27th when HTC first put them up for sale on their website. ZenoMax and Droid Modder X are both still waiting for their device. They received a delayed notification from HTC, so I figured today we'll go ahead and take a look. I also have here my HTC One M8 for comparison, just so we can see some of the similarities and differences between the devices. I have here my AT&T SIM card, so we can throw that in there and see if we can go ahead and get an LTE signal. And I have my trusty unboxing knife. This is the developer edition of the HTC One M9, bought directly from HTC, so you don't see any carrier branding. It's a box that's very similar to last year's model that has this squarish box with white. The dots are new. They look very similar to the dots that are on the dot view case. And overall, it's very nice packaging, no carrier branding. So now let's get into the specifications on the back of the box here. As you can see on the back of the box here, the HTC One M9 is running Sense 7.0 with Android Lollipop, of course. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 octa-core 64-bit processor takes a nano SIM. You have 32 gigabytes of available storage inside with 3 gigabytes of RAM. You can expand your memory up to 128 gigabytes with a micro SD. You have 5-inch full HD 1080p screen. Of course, the great HTC Boom Sound speakers with Dolby Audio, which we all love. And this camera, which we're all excited to see what's going on with that. That's the big question mark here on the M9. You've got that 20 megapixel sensor with autofocus. And then you've got the ultra pixel camera that is on the front, just like last year. And then for connectivity, of course, you've got Bluetooth 4.1, Wi-Fi, 4G LTE enabled, and an audio jack for your headphones. So those are the specifications from the box. Let's go ahead and jump right into the unboxing and see what we get inside. Alright, let's open this up and see what we get inside. Go ahead and take out the unboxing knife here. Get around the edges here. Try not to cut the box too much. As Flossie Carter would say, this is going to go in the box collection. Put that to the side. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's lift the veil. There it is, the HTC One M9. And of course you can see there that it comes with, turn this around so you can take a look. You can see there it comes with protection right there on the box. You get a free phone replacement within the first 12 months for cracked screen, water damage, or if you decide not to take advantage of the replacement, if you don't break your screen or damage it with water, then you can go ahead and grab a $100 credit towards the next HTC One. So if we go ahead and lift the phone out of the packaging here, let's take a look at what we get here. It's a very similar device to last year's M8. So we have to peel off the plastic off the front there, and then this little sleeve comes undone. So we take the packaging off there. There's our device. Go ahead and set the plastic to the side. And here's a nice tour of the device. Let's just take a look at the aesthetically pleasing HTC One M9. The two-tone finish actually looks really nice. If you take a look at the edges, you can see that the edges on this phone are gold, while the front of it is silver. And it actually is a really nice look. I'm actually really happy that I decided to go with this. And one major difference you can see right out of the gate between the M9 and the M8 is that the HTC logo is actually built into the metal here. You can feel a gap, there's like a hole in the metal for the HTC. It was actually machined to be a part of the body on the M9. So that's one nice difference. Of course, the other thing you can see here is we have the difference in the cameras. That's the one big difference which I mentioned at the onset between the M9 and the M8. Another difference you can see between my phone, of course, my M8 was on Verizon, have that lovely Verizon 4G LTE logo at the bottom, which we absolutely love, of course, and no branding on the M9. And if you turn it over, the screen sizes are very similar. The one thing you should notice is there's no longer this gap on the M8. There's a little gap between the actual screen and the bezel, which the metal right here, so where the bezel meets the edges of the phone, you have a bit of a gap. That's no longer true on the M9. So you can see, if you look the difference between these two phones, there is no gap around the edge. It's just one nice piece of metal. It's very beautiful. It looks very nice. In my opinion, the HTC phone, their flagship series, is still the most beautiful of all the flagships, even if there are a few issues that we need to work on ironing out. So let's go ahead, now that we've taken a look at the outside of the device and the differences from the M8, let's power it on, put my SIM card in here, and I'll be right back. We'll take a tour of the software. Alright YouTube, I'm back here looking at the software now. I went ahead and inserted my SIM card. It turned out that I had forgotten that my AT&T SIM card I'd been using in my Note Edge. It's a micro SIM, and of course the M9 takes a nano SIM, so I went ahead and took care of that and inserted my T-Mobile SIM card so I don't have to waste time cutting it down. I'll do that tomorrow, no problem. So let's take a look now around the M9. You can see here it's running Sense 7 with Android Lollipop, and if you pull it down, some of my apps still installing, got a lot of updates available. But you can see that you've got Lollipop with HTC's Sense spin on it. I have Wi-Fi deselected, just making sure that I was on the T-Mobile network. And you can see here that, as some people have commented on in the reviews, you have this apps that HTC suggests, and you can personalize those apps on your home screen by tapping to personalize the app. This is going to allow you to then tell it where you are. You can see it asks you if you're at home, work, or out. And if I tap home, it gives me some possible apps that HTC thinks I might be interested in while I'm at home. Now, this is a feature that you might like to play around with. I'm going to play around with it and have some things to say about it in my full review. But I have heard a lot of negative things about this suggested apps folder here, which sometimes suggests some apps that you might not want. One of the apps that's been suggested, apparently, according to a lot of bloggers, was CleanMaster, which is an app for antivirus, which you really don't need on your Android phone. And most people might download that if they don't know anything, and that would be unfortunate. I don't like the fact that HTC put this here. Obviously, it's making them some money, and that's why they did. Otherwise, you can see that Sense 7 is very similar to Sense 6. If you go over, swipe right, you're going to see Blinkfeed, and you can see there you can add all of your Blinkfeed news just like you could in Sense 6. I've already got ESPN, Huffington Post. And then if you swipe to the right, here you can personalize your home screen, add more apps. If we actually go into the About Phone area, you can see that under software information, it's running 5.02 version of Lollipop, Sense 7.0. And of course we know that the big question about this phone is the camera. So let's just, for fun, while I'm here, open up the camera app and see what happens. So let's try to take a picture and see if we can get any decent results. So it's trying to tell me to swipe to change cameras. Let's see if we can get a decent picture here of the M8. So we've got decent light here. It's probably difficult for you to see, but the picture is not terrible. The lighting is not great over there. It's a little further in the shadows. But the camera, of course, we're going to need some further testing to see exactly how good it is under low light situations. I'll have more of that in my full review. But overall, the software, not that much different than anything else that we've seen. A few things I did want to point out that I didn't mention about the body is the buttons, specifically the power button, is now on the side as opposed to on the top on the M8. It was up here. And also the volume buttons have been split apart into two. So they were one button that had a split in the center, but they were still one continuous piece. Now they're two pieces. That might take some getting used to. I've already tried to reach for the top power button, only to not find it up there, obviously. So that might take some time to get used to that. And also, just my initial impressions, the M9 is much easier to hold in the hand than the M8. The M8 was criticized for being slippery. I do not find that with this phone so far. I will probably put a case on this. In fact, I've already got some cases coming, which I'll review. But this phone is definitely a phone that I could see myself, you just saw me reaching for the top button there. This is a phone I could see myself rocking without having a case on it all the time, especially now that you get the UO protection. If you need to get a device replacement, HTC will do that for you. So now that we've looked through the phone, I'll go ahead and finish looking at what's in the box. Alright YouTube, so let's finish off this unboxing by seeing what else is in the box. We've already taken a look at the device, so that if you get your device in the mail, just as I did, you're going to take the device out. We've already talked about everything we need to talk about on there. I'll give some more details in the full review. I mentioned your UO protection is right there. And then inside the box, you'll be greeted with a SIM slot remover. I already had to remove that during my break earlier to eject the SIM tray. As I mentioned, this is a nano SIM. So for anyone switching to a phone that has a micro SIM, keep that in mind. Luckily I already had a nano SIM from T-Mobile. I just popped it in real quick. Keep moving. But you will need a nano SIM for the M9. You get some labels here for warranty service. So if you want to send this back in for warranty service, I'm assuming also probably the UO protection, you may need these labels to attach to your device. You get the Get Started guide. So this is just a quick start guide. If you're watching my video, you probably won't need that. You can put it to the side. And as you can see here, as Flossie Carter would say, these are the usual books and shit. And, you know, if you're watching my video again, you can probably put that to the side. And here's something pretty cool. HTC gave us some nice HTC stickers. So if you're an HTC fan, you can now use these HTC stickers on something. Or if you know someone who hates HTC, you can go stick it on some of their stuff. That's another Flossie Carterism. I'm a big Flossie Carter fan, so why not? If you know someone who hates HTC, they love Samsung, go stick it on some of their stuff. You also get in here, oh look, another nice surprise. So this is something we got inside of the S6 packaging. In here, we've got some headphones. So HTC gave us some headphones. They actually look pretty nice. They've got the black and red branding. Even though HTC is not working with Beats anymore, they look kind of similar to the Beats in-ear headphones. So I'll have to take a look at these and see how good they are and give that in my full review. And then of course, you've got inside here your micro USB cable. I already have plenty of those, so no need. And of course, your HTC power brick. Gotta get it open. Your HTC power brick, which looks exactly the same as the one that you got with the M8. So that's everything that you get inside the packaging. Nice to see the stickers. Those were a little surprising. I did not remember getting those with my M8, but I also bought my M8 on Verizon, so it's possible that Verizon was withholding them. Verizon also does not like to give you free headphones, so if you're buying this phone from Verizon, don't necessarily expect to get any free headphones. But it looks like HTC was pretty generous with some nice extras in the packaging. That's always good to see. So that's been my initial impressions and unboxing of the M9. So I hope that you enjoyed my video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll have more great Android content. Go check out news.highonandroid.com for more great Android news. And go subscribe to Droid Modder X and Zito Max's YouTube channel as well. We keep bringing you the greatest Android news all the time. Until next time, this is Jeff from highonandroid.com. Thanks for watching.